Kelly Walker Slaughter with Warren First 931 takes us behind the scenes at a first-hand look at Meals on Wheels. That and much more on this edition of Community Insider. Stay tuned.
Well, we're late in the season, and this is a little ripe, but it's still good.
Tommy's not the only farmer that comes in here with lots of vegetables and fruits. We get tomatoes and what else do we get to add? Squash, and cantaloupe, okra, yes. We get lots of vegetables in the summertime, and it really helps us out.
Hello, this is Tabitha Rucker. I'm the Assistant Director with Meals on Wheels. I love to cook. I love it when people like what I cook. So I love our little old people. We have such a good relationship with most of them that I like to help them. We have a large portion of our elderly that are over 80s. There are around 33 in their 90s. There's about 93 in their 80s. In 70s, they're about 60 to 62, and there's 27 in their 60s.
It's hard work though. We do a lot of cooking. We do a lot of chopping and a lot of putting together, and all these pots are quite heavy. So these girls work very hard to produce the meals that we send out every day.
Security Federal Savings Bank is always pleased to provide virtually every banking service you could ever need. But more than that, we are proud to offer a relationship with you, your family, or your company. We've been here supplying just what you need and building a trust, a relationship. And that's something hard to find these days. Our bankers are here for you, here to help. If you are interested in a relationship, come to the friendliest bank in town, Security Federal Savings Bank, member FDIC.
The MyUsage app is a way to conveniently pay online, anytime, day or night. You can also come by any Caney Fork Electric office and sign up for the prepay option available using the MyUsage app. Know exactly how much electricity is used each day and the cost. Best of all, no monthly bill. You can set up email or text alerts, keep track of your usage, and pay your bill, all with the MyUsage app from Caney Fork. Caney Fork Electric, keeping you informed.
Douglas and Lanier, that's where I choose to be. Douglas and Lanier, that's the agency for me.
For rock-solid insurance coverage or sound financial planning for my family's future, Douglas and Lanier is where I choose to call home.
Grace Family Pharmacy announces new medication packaging service. It provides a simpler, safer medication experience through convenient, personalized packaging using the latest in pharmacy robotics. We're located at 357 West Main Street. Our phone number is 931-473-6418.
McMinnville, you're a great place to be. McMinnville, Tennessee.
Welcome to another edition of Community Insider. Join us as we travel Middle Tennessee, uncovering history and experiencing the adventure of unique stories and events coming to you inside your community.
Nancy Mayfield, and in 1977 we started this program with 3 energetic people who wanted to help the elderly in the county. And I worked here for about 4 years. Then I went to teach school for 31. Then I came back after I taught school and really have enjoyed every minute since I retired from that job. So I don't know if I'll ever be able to retire from this job, but with some good help, which I have, I can stay around and do it. It's hard work though. We do a lot of cooking. We do a lot of chopping and a lot of putting together, and all these pots are quite heavy. So these girls work very hard to produce the meals that we send out every day.
So tell everybody how you got started with Meals on Wheels.
We got started with Mrs. Frank Dorman, Elizabeth Chastain, and Fred Biles all had a vision of helping the elderly in Warren County. They themselves were becoming elderly and knowing that the people needed help. Their vision was also to not only help the indigent, but help the hardworking people of Warren County who needed help. Like, for example, when we first started, we were getting some government funds, and the government funds wouldn't allow us to help like the firemen and the teachers and those people who had any kind of retirement. We weren't allowed to help them. So what they really wanted to do was to get it to where anybody could be helped, and they could help us back. They could donate back to the program. And that's what we've done over the years. We've evolved into that. It's need-based, and anybody that needs us, we can help.
And then real quickly, tell me how you can be, for people that are in need of Meals on Wheels, how can they become a part of that? How does that process start with that?
Well, we couldn't do without the volunteers. The volunteers are what makes this program. Without them, we just couldn't function, because the price of our meal is $5.40. We could not do that if we had to pay delivery. So the volunteer just calls us up and said, I got a little extra time, and we'll sign them up on a route. Usually a volunteer will run 1 route a week, which is about an hour to an hour and a half. And they can go either on a short route. Some of them are on their lunch break. So we've got shorter routes in town, and then we've got longer routes that, like we said the other day, they're going to the edges of the county. So those people have to have a little more time to get to their people. They use their gas, their time, and just come in and volunteer, and they get to know these people, they love these people, and they do things for them above and beyond just delivering a meal. If we didn't have that wellness check, I don't know what some of our people would do, because you would not believe how many people in this county have no one, no family, very few friends, and they're just isolated. So those are the people that we really are concerned about, and these volunteers help.
And capping on that, the volunteers are trained in emergency situations.
They are. They call us if it's something that's just a little bit out of the norm, and then if it's something major, they call 911. We have good people helping us. We have the police that will go in and do a wellness check as well. We can't open the doors, but they can do whatever to get family in there to make sure that they're okay. And so many times we find people that need emergency care.
And lastly, since you've been here since the beginning of time,
It's
an ever so growing number. How many people do you remember helping out at the beginning, on average?
On average,
And
we started out.
Grown now the number.
Okay, we started out with a contract for 50 people. Well, it was very hard that first year to even fill 50 people. So what we did, we're very financially aware of what's going on around us. So that contract had to be used up. So we bought lots of plates, things that could be stored, so we could feed more people the next year. So the next year we got to feed 60 people because of how we handled our money. Well, we've continued to do that over the years, and now we're up to 230 people, and Tabitha and I try very hard to not get above those numbers, but it's extremely difficult when you've got a 90-year-old calling and saying, I have no help. So our numbers continue to grow because of that. And most of our people are above 80. Over half of our people are 80 plus. I'm Dana Green. I work with Citizens Tri-County Bank. I've been in banking for a long time. I found out about Meals on Wheels through the leadership program many years ago. Didn't even know about it until then. And just loved it. Got several other banks to join in. And over time, a lot of the other banks are delivering too. I'm fortunate that Citizens Tri-County Bank lets me come every week. But I also serve on the board and have for several years. They asked me. It's a great honor to do it. The little people just bring you up when you go deliver. It has been a blessing to me some days to go, because I've had some days that was rough. And it's always been something dear to my heart, and Nancy knows it. Also know that Nancy and I are in-laws, because through Meals on Wheels, my son met her daughter. And we've got 2 little grandkids with that, so that's the bright point on that. But a great program, love it, and anybody that wants to work with it, really just come over and she'll put you to work some way.
Hello, this is Tabitha Rucker. I'm the Assistant Director with Meals on Wheels. I love to cook. I love it when people like what I cook. So I love our little old people. We have such a good relationship with most of them that I like to help them.
So what is your position here?
I am the Assistant Director.
And what does the Assistant Director do? What's its title?
I help in preparing the food. We also do the paperwork, the day-to-day, keeping the things going, but mostly we still help do the cooking. So most of the time you would think a higher up would not do that, but we are mainly in the cooking.
So what you're saying is like everybody is pretty much cross-trained. Everybody helps everybody with whatever the need is.
Yes, everybody helps everybody.
And why do you love doing your job? Why do you love, tell me why do you love Meals on Wheels so much?
It's just the whole concept. Like I said, I love to cook. I really enjoy it whenever I get feedback and people like what I cook. That's even better. And I have a soft spot for the elderly. My grandmother was on the program for quite some time, and it just has a place in my heart, I guess.
Okay, Tabitha, real quickly, can you break down, of course, what you were talking about with your grandma and stuff, and the people that's in your program, can you break down the age groups that you help?
Sure. We have a large portion of our elderly that are over 80s. There are around 33 in their 90s. There's about 93 in their 80s. In 70s, they're about 60 to 62, and there's 27 in their 60s.
Good morning, Mr. Adcock. Here's your meal.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We want to thank you for always donating to Meals on Wheels, too.
Well, I love Meals on Wheels. I think a lot of what you folks do.
But,
And if I can ever do anything for you, I'll try.
well, we appreciate that. You bless us more than we bless you, though.
Not hardly.
So why do you donate to Meals on Wheels?
Why? Because I think you folks ought to get paid something for this food.
And then what has Meals on Wheels done for you?
They always bring me something good to eat.
These watermelons I planted on our farm, I planted them on April 28th. I cover them with wet sawdust so they will come up quickly. By May the 7th, they were already up. And you go from the time they come up, and you figure 90 days of normal weather, and you'll have ripe watermelons. You want to roll it over. I don't care how big it is. If this right here is still white, the melon's not ready. You want it to have this yellowish look a dirty white or yellow to know that melon. But I guess when you know what day they came up and you do the math, that's probably an advantage. We're going to cut this one. We're here at Warren County Meals on Wheels.
Tommy has been donating his watermelon for years to our clients.
It's not just about like, does this have, why do y'all do this? Does this have cost? But cost.
Yes, definitely. When we are required to serve a fruit each day, and each day the fruit will cost us anywhere from $60 to $100. So when Tommy brings in enough watermelon for all of our clients, that saves us $60 to $100 that day. So,
you want me to cut it again?
Yeah,
it smells great.
Yes, it smells wonderful.
Well, we're late in the season. And this is a little ripe, but it's still good.
Tommy's not the only farmer that comes in here with lots of vegetables and fruits. We get tomatoes and what else do we get to add? Squash, and cantaloupe. Okra, yes. We get lots of vegetables in the summertime and it really helps us out.
And do you all hear from your volunteers about the people on the route? Don't they like the fresh food?
Oh, they call in when they get watermelon. They are excited, aren't they, Tab?
Oh, yes.
These watermelons have not been sprayed, but they've not been sprayed with insecticides or anything like that, or anything to make them grow faster. I just use normal fertilizer when I plant them, and I stay out of them.
Is that what you call sustainable, or what would you call it? Sustainable?
I just call it no spray, Yeah.
That works.
So, Tommy, why do you choose to donate to Meals on Wheels?
Well, my mother and my stepfather, they were confined to the house for a couple of years. Mother had dementia, and my stepfather had COPD and emphysema, and he was not very mobile, and Mother couldn't cook. She at one time was a great cook, but they had to stay there at home, and it was a comfort to me knowing that they were going to get Meals on Wheels. They had one good nutritious meal a day, and the Meals on Wheels people make eye contact, and 2 different times they called me and said, your mother is not here, and her husband didn't know where she was at. So I had to go start calling neighbors and track her down. So that's the reason that I've always been it opened my eyes, and I've really sponsored Meals on Wheels since then.
We'll talk about why you sponsored it so much.
Because it is a lifeline to so many folks. There's lots of people out there that this is the only human contact they may have all week. And Ms. Mayfield will tell you that lots of times that delivery person, if they see something wrong, they'll report it, and they have had to call 911 before, and it's a lifeline to people.
Yes, lots of thank you to the farmers and the gardeners that come in here with these donations. We really appreciate it. Yes, this is a good thing. We also have flowers donated, and one of our gardeners, Carrie Huckabee, brings in flowers for our people, and they're so excited because it cheers up their day.
Yeah, what we would not think very much about, but these folks really do appreciate it.
They do.
Things we take for granted is really special to them.
Tabitha, we haven't heard from you. You could have worked a lot of places. Why did you choose Meals on Wheels?
Well, Nancy had a big part in that. She knew that I enjoyed cooking, and I got to a place to where my kids were in school and I needed something to fill my day with, so I wanted to try this, and I truly love it.
All
And folks, if we do a lot of memorial donations, we don't buy flowers very often anymore. Do a memorial when someone passes away, make a donation to Meals on Wheels. It's money well spent.
They're helping a lot of people in need with those donations.
Good morning, Miss Linda. I've got your meal.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's good to see you today.
You too.
So tell us why you love Meals on Wheels so much.
Oh, it's a blessing, and it's like Christmas every day. Because you never know what you're going to get.
That's right.
Okay.
And also, you know, we were talking off air. Tell us about the love from the volunteers that you get.
Oh, priceless. Priceless.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Holly Magnus. My daughter Kylie and I have been delivering Meals on Wheels for several years now. We fill in on several routes when people aren't able to, and we enjoy it so much. It's the highlight of our week. The daughter loves interacting with the people and being able to be of service. It's just something we really enjoy.
And one thing, tell me, I know she's camera's right now.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll get unshy as we get, but in case she doesn't, tell us the story of like one of the interactions, like, you know, that you talked about with your daughter in the house.
So a lot of the people feel like they've watched her grow up, and it's almost maybe like the grandkids that they never had or that live far away and don't get to come see them. And she also loves to go walk the dogs while we deliver meals for a lot of the people, and they just enjoy it so much.